So I know that I just said goodbye last night when I recorded a 7 minute monologue. I'll try to make this one short, because now we have yet another thing that happened before I even got a chance to unload all the footage and upload it, and I didn't lose footage. I'm waiting for that. But when we got home, we found. So let's go back. About a week ago, we have this American Pest Control we had for termites. Back in November 2nd last year is when they started up. This contract was supposed to go through November 2nd this year. It was set up by the previous owners because that was part of our stipulation for buying the house, is to get rid of the fucking termites. Um, so couple months back, some guy wearing the American Pest Control, stuff, walks around the house and then tries to get into the house. He shakes the door handle and tries to get in. Thule was sick that day and laying on the couch. Plus, she had no idea who the pest. We were never told who this pest control company was. We never got anything in the mail. We never got a phone call, which they claim they didn't have our contact information, which is fine. But they know where our fucking mailbox is. They had to send somebody here. They didn't have. They didn't send us anything, a letter saying, "Hey, welcome as a customer. We'll send out this technician. On this date or whatever, or can you send us a thing, give us your phone number, contact information so we can schedule a time." None of that. Fucking none of that. This guy just shows up. We have no idea if he's legit or not. So of course, like I said, Thule didn't open the door. The guy shakes the handle trying to get in, leaves some half-assed fucking note on the door saying, "Hey, I was here, I need to look in your basement for your basement unit," and then his name or his first name. So, fast forward to the day before, or a couple days before we go on this wonderful vacation, we get a God, my face is red. Fuck. We get a thing in the mail saying, "Hey, here's your bill for the next year of however many $100 to continue service." And we're like, dude, we're not fucking signing up with you guys again, because your fucking technician's an asshole who tries to get into houses with, So we said, "No, we're not going to renew with you." And they said, "That's fine, we won't send you any bills." And that was it. They said nothing more. So that was the day before vacation. We told them that we weren't going to renew with them. This contract is supposed to still be up for another month. We get back from our vacation, and all of the termite pods that they put in the yard to get rid of termites, if you don't know what that is, just look it up. It's like they're housing pods or something, like green topped, and they stick in the ground. The idea is that the termites will eat that instead of wood, and it'll kill them and all kind of wonderful shit. Or they starve themselves to death. They think they're eating wood or eating whatever they need to eat, but it doesn't give them any nutritional value. I don't fucking know. I'm not an exterminator, right? If I was, I could just break into people's yards, apparently, which is what they did. They had to go through a closed fence in order to get back into the backyard and continue ripping things up in our backyard. So, again, they didn't call ahead of time. They didn't schedule anything. Say, "Hey, well, we need to come get our equipment." They didn't tell Thule that on the phone at all. They didn't say, "Hey, I know you're canceling with us. We need our equipment." Because we would have gladly been like, "Absolutely, sure, take your equipment. We don't need it. We don't fucking want your equipment that's not going to work." So they took it upon themselves without our permission or contacting us whatsoever to go ahead and just do. So we turn around. We wanted to file a police report for trespassing just to cover our ass, because there's a lot of times if this ever has to go anything civil, the lawyer will be like, "Well, did you file a police report? Because if you didn't file a police report, you clearly weren't that disturbed about it." That kind of shit. So we filed a police report. We tried to. We called the non-emergency line. We said, "Hey, do we need to come down or someone come here to look at it?" I said, "We'll send somebody." Gave them the address. They sent a cop. Just got finished talking to him a few minutes ago. And so, I know this is going to sound stupid, but I had a police internship in a neighboring city, an hour away, for like 4 months. I had gone through the police testing. I was an officer for a whole week before I got injured at the police academy and got kicked out, basically, for an injury. And, but even in that 4 months, I could tell when cops just didn't want to write a report. When they'd show up and they'd be like, well, they didn't really do that, or oh, they're just trying to do this, and they'll get the person who called the thing to say, fine, whatever. Exactly same thing what this guy was doing. You know, he was saying, well, I don't, there's no problem with them coming and get their equipment, and I'm like, they had to go through a closed fence. They came onto our property when we weren't home without our permission. How is that not trespassing? It's like, they're just coming to get their equipment. There's no problem with that. So apparently, if you run a pest control company and you rent out your equipment, you can take it anytime you want to. You don't have to wait for the actual contract to be finished. Number one, American Pest Control. And number two, you can just go into people's yards, in their backyards, through a closed, gated fence, and rip shit out of the ground without any care. Now we have a bunch of fucking little holes in the ground that we have to fill. But yeah, you apparently, from what this officer told me, you can just waltz right into people's yards without any fucking consequence whatsoever. So whatever, we tried. I wasn't gonna make a big deal about it and be like and argue with this guy. He was laid back, but he was just like, nah, there's nothing to report. There's no reason to write a police report. And that's because you could tell he was really laid back. He did not want to write a police report. And I get that, it's not like someone broke in and into our house and stole our TV. It's not like someone broke our windows or broke anything. They really did just take the equipment that was rented under the contract. We didn't cancel the current contract. We didn't say, hey, we're done with this contract that's supposed to be up November 2nd, almost a month from now. We just said we didn't want to renew a new contract. So American Pest Control, my review is as low as it can be of your fucking company. Apparently they're one of the highest rated reviewed companies around here. I have no fucking idea how, if they pull this kind of shit. I'm not gonna give out the technician's name for privacy, but fuck you, buddy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I was gonna put this at the end of the vacation video because this happened right at the tail end of the vacation, because it just like when it rains it falls or pours, it's fucking just shit shower everywhere. But since I've already gone 7 minutes ranting about this, I'm just gonna post this separately, probably ahead of time before the other video. But I figured I'd get that out there. This is gonna be a fat face cam rant about American Pest Control, and even if it's not trespassing, even if, I know it's not a big deal because they, like I said, they didn't steal anything. They still broke a contract early. But I was saying, even if it's not trespassing, it's pretty shitty business practice to never contact your customer to get their information. Instead, send your fucking retard technician to try to open up people's doors. Number two, to not tell us that they needed this stuff back. When we called them back afterwards. We're like, what the fuck did you guys do? The lady didn't know. She was like, oh, I didn't know they even needed this stuff. And I'm sorry, the supervisor just went to a conference, so I don't know when he'll be able to contact you guys. If that's ever gonna fucking happen. What prerogative does he have? Anyway, why would he? We're not his customers anymore. Why does he give a shit if, this video is gonna get seen by like fucking 50 people? Who cares, right? So we're gonna, if the supervisor ever contacts us, we're definitely going to tell him what we think of service they provided, and the fact that they would still have us as a customer had they, number one, called us, or not called us, but sent us a mail or something that said, hey, we need your contact information so that we can schedule this, whatever. And number two, and having your tech, that was already okay, whatever. But then having your fucking technician jiggling the door handle to try to get into the house, that alone was enough for us to be like, we're done. And that's why we canceled. If they would have just sent us initially, they would have known, hey, this is a new homeowner. Let's send something to their mail. Even if it looks like spam mail. It says, hey, current homeowner, or hey, current American Pest Control customer, whatever. We would have still probably opened it, and if we wouldn't have, that would have been on us. But either way, if they would have sent that, and said, hey, we know you're a new customer. We need your contact information because, every so amount of months we have to have a technician come in and check the system, make sure it's still working. We would have been perfectly okay with that. We'd have been like, oh, absolutely, here's our phone number. And we would have known when they showed up who the fuck they were. Just having some guy showing up in a van with a logo and wearing some sort of uniform is not enough. Because there have been, I know it's rare, I know it's very paranoid to think this, but it has happened. Ted Bundy used to fucking do it. Where you pretend to be part of a company, you show up to a house, burglars do it, you show up to a fucking house wearing all the uniform, the homeowner thinks, oh yeah, this is legit, lets them in the house, they get fucking jacked in the face, and now your fucking TV's gone. So, we didn't want anything to do with that. That's why Thule didn't answer the door when number one, she was sick. She's a small person, not a midget, just like, a couple inches shorter than me, and I'm only 5'6", right? Actually, she's like 5'1" or so. But anyway, she's a short person, petite person. She was sick and home alone. And you have some guy, we have no idea what the company is, showing up, not even knocking. That's the other thing, too. He did not knock. He didn't knock on the door and be like, hey, I'm here from American Pest Control, blah, blah, blah. He just straight up tried to open the door. And you go through two doors, actually, because there's like an outside, not a screen door, but it's like a glass door, and then the front door. So you had to open that door up, which we usually keep locked, so we didn't have it locked that day. Open that door up, and then try to get into the house. So, that alone was enough, So yeah, so American Pest Control, had you just sent us a fucking letter saying, hey guys, welcome to the American Pest Control family. Here's how we service you. If you have any questions, call this. The fucking note the guy left, too, didn't have a phone number on it. It just said, which made it even sketchier. It just said, all this shit about, you know what? I'm gonna get it. It says, 7/25/2016. His handwriting's garbage. Serviced plus inspected outside Centrion stations. No new bait used. Sent Recon? Oh, that's the Centrion. He put a fucking space in. He capitalized the R. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. He fucking... Where is it? Sir inspected, but was sent space Recon with the... I'm just nitpicking now. Looks okay, plus is working. 24/7, 365. Good estimate, I guess. Technician. Oh, hopefully I didn't show his name. If I did, fuck him. He left a phone number, so maybe that is his phone number. But either way, it says, we do not have phone, no, to call plus chick bait station on inside of house. Please, without an E at the end, call American Pest Control. So, we see this, and yeah, it's an official little thing, but again, you can fucking get these things. Just because you have a little, fancy piece of paper that you can hang on a door, which, by the way, him rattling the door wasn't because he was trying to put this on. I know you can, have to fuss with it and be like, boom, 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 or whatever. The guy was legit, trying to fucking get in. So anyway, so that was a deal breaker. And then this is fucking obnoxious, oh, you guys don't want to renew with us? Well, we're gonna come in a month early and fucking rip up all your shit. Fuck you, asshole. Good way to try to get a customer back, by the way. You don't want to be a customer this time? Well, we'll just burn that fucking bridge right away. Who fucking does that? So anyway, I've been rambling on long enough. Thanks for listening to my ramble. American Pest Control, you can go fuck yourself. And, everyone else, hopefully, can have a nice day.